So fundamental qualities is very difficult. If you're extroverted, if you're introverted, if you're great with people, if you're not so good with people, if you're patient, this is very difficult. One of the best things that a person can do is understand themselves, number one. What are your unique strengths Allah gave you with? And number two, rather than sweating so much on changing who you are, try to focus and see how can I worship Allah through these qualities. Rather than forcing yourself to change your fundamental personality, he said, look for a way to worship Allah where you use your strengths. So Khalid ibn al-Walid radiallahu anhu, if we look at two polar opposite personalities, Abu Bakr and Umar. In most of the major decisions in the life of the Prophet ﷺ, Abu Bakr and Umar, they go in two completely different directions. Completely different directions. After the Battle of Badr, the prisoners of war. What does Abu Bakr say? Free them. What does Umar say? Okay? Two different directions. In the treaty, the peace treaty of Hudaybiyah, what does Abu Bakr say? He says, compromise. Right? The Meccans are asking for these big demands. It's okay, give it to them. It's okay. Give it to them. There's a bigger play. What does Umar ibn Al-Khattab say? He's furious. Well, how could you compromise on these things? This is a complete failure. Two completely different personality types. They're both righteous men, but they're both suited to two different types of leadership. Two different temperaments, two different personalities, two different qualities. Famously, one of these two men goes through a big personality change in his life. So we're going to come to this. How do you change your qualities? If you're lacking in patience, if you're low on mercy, how do you change these qualities? One of these two men went through a big personality change in their life. Who was it? It was Umar. What happened to Umar? When he was a Khalifa, what happened to his personality by then? He became soft. He became gentle. He used to be a lot more hot-headed, a lot more ready to finish this person, get rid of this person, throw them out. He had that iqdam. He has, by nature, he's somebody who's driven, somebody who's ambitious, somebody who's desirous. And this was his life before Islam as well. It dictated his life. He was somebody who was a dominating personality. When he became the Khalifa, he changed. Now here's the question. How did he change? And therefore, how should we change? What are the factors that molded, shaped, and changed his personality? Very difficult to do so. What changed his personality? So the responsibility of the Khilafah, the heavy burden of the leadership of the believers, it softened Umar. Because he became fearful of Allah. If I was too harsh, what will happen to me? See, before he was in a leadership position, he was harsh. When he came in the leadership position, he said the famous statement, if a ram, a sheep in a mountain valley in Khurasan complains against me, I'm scared Allah will hold me to account. So responsibility changes people. Number one, what else? Life experiences. So sometimes it's very important to put yourself, volunteer for life experiences that will mold you and shape you. Volunteering for responsibility, taking a responsibility, is very crucial in shaping your character. What's the problem with many young men and women today? They're scared of commitment. This is one of the greatest and the worst traits of our generation. The worst traits of our generation is we cannot stick with anything for more than 4 weeks, 4 minutes. We cannot be consistently contributing to anything. The whole deen was built on the back of volunteers. Badr, 313 men, all volunteers. Commitment. Now it's like, well, am I going to be paid? Am I not going to be paid? What's in it for me? Habib, what's in for you is Jannatun Na'im. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations and voluntarily put yourself, take responsibility on. And this will put you in a situation, one of the most crucial things about British culture is the love of routine. In comparison to any other culture in the world, American, East Asian, South European, the British culture is a culture that loves routine. If every day at 2 p.m. Uncle Tom has his tea, if 2:05 he has his tea, his whole day is messed up now. There's a love of routine, a love of the repetition of the ordinary. This is something that as Muslims we have to realize, yes, routine and order and all this is great. You will never change until you put yourself outside your comfort zone. You have to take responsibility for something. That will change you. It will not happen sat on the couch, having the same day. If every day of the week is the same as the previous day, you will never change. If you do what you always did, you will get what you always got. Last but not least, who you marry will be a huge shaping force for you. The nature and the personality and the vision and the mission of who you marry will be a huge shape. Because this person, you are doing companionship of them so many hours of a day. Your children will shape you. How? Your children will expose to you who you really are. One of the most scary things about being a parent is when you see your children do the bad things that you do. When you see your children expressing their temper, or when you see your child doing something wrong, or speaking to someone in a wrong way, and you know you are the one who does this and that's why they're copying. When you see the mirror in front of you, it's scary. And this is why one of the great things that will accelerate your personal development, the development of your character, is becoming a parent and taking on responsibility. Nowadays, somebody gets married. No, it's the most taboo topic in the world, right? They say, oh, don't be an auntie. Why? Oh, the aunties always ask, when are you going to have children? Today, somebody gets married. After 3 years, you ask them, children? Oh, I'm just getting acquainted with each other. This jaban, this cowardliness that we have, the fear of commitment, the fear of responsibility, the inability to take a decision, to take a risk, this always playing it safe, always playing it safe. No match was ever won playing itself. It's us, Manchester United. They're not having a good time in the league. It was normal to have many children. And it was normal to have children early. But we're now in a generation where everybody's scared to take risks, scared for commitment, they're terrified. Having children will accelerate your personal development, but you have to be ready to take the challenge. You need the readiness of mind, the readiness of character. I'm ready for the challenge. I'm ready to take it on. And I will stick with it. I will work on myself. It will expose myself. Many marriages break and many families break because people don't see family as a way of improving their character. Wife and children, or husband and children, and your siblings and your relatives is just a bunch of mirrors that show you who you really are. And through the passage of months and years, you will learn who you really are, where your flaws are, because they'll be screaming it at you, and what you need to change.